Hello and welcome to my beautiful little teaching demo about the wonders of Voce Vista Video. This is a great form of software to give to any students that want to have a visual representation of their voice, and they can kind of see how the different harmonics and formants shift when we shift through our registers. So I'm going to let voice over Grace, mouthful, take it over in a second, but first, we get to actually sing through everything, and then we're going to decipher what that all means. So, we are going to, we are going to start, there it is, with our head voice. Fun, lovely. We'll explain what that means in a moment. But first, we gotta do our belt. Sorry for if you're wearing headphones to whoever is watching this. This might be a bit loud, just letting you know. So I'm gonna take a few steps back and we'll make it happen. Little wide for my liking, but not terrible. And now we're going to finish it off with my attempt at the singer's formant cluster, which is a little difficult to do since I don't have a ton of classical experience other than like a few operettas here and there in Golden Age musical theater. Slight overlap, not the same, but go take a step back and we're going to give it a shot. Gorgeous. And we are going to compare the difference between those three little clips with the magic of voiceover. Take it away, voiceover Grace. And that I will. Thank you so much. So here is the first clip once more. It be early. All right. So, as you can see, there's this beautiful set of colorful lines. What do they mean? We're about to explain. So here is the fundamental frequency. That is the lowest frequency that is in the harmonic series. So whenever, anytime you see those little layers above it, overtones, the big beefy line at the bottom, that is the pitch you actually hear, which beautifully is in fact a C. So with that in mind, if you look on the other side on this beautiful thing called the power spectrum, that little peak right there is the first formant, and that is the most pronounced because we are in CT registers. So anytime you are in head voice and you see that little peak popping up, you're doing it right, pretty much. And it's all the overtones are pretty spaced out, which as you're going to see the difference between a head voice and a chest voice, it's going to slowly maybe condense a little more, or at least maybe, we'll find out. But yeah, anytime we raise the first formant, we are in head voice. Oh, head voice, not chest. Moving with hands is. And now we are going to hear our lovely chest voice. Well, look at the difference between these two. I'm going to spread them out. I'm purposely going to stretch it. Look at that. Look at that. So there's still some pronounced thing under here. This is the most boosted part, though. Instead of down here, it's higher up there. Why? Why is that? Because when we use our chest voice, the second formant, H2, is boosted. So there's an extra boost in there. So if you look at the difference between down here, where there's just that one little peak when we are in full chest, you can see that there is, let me see, yeah. So first peak, most pronounced when we are in chest. Look, there's a whole variety right there, but that's a good shot. The second peak over there and onward is a lot more pronounced and a lot wider, and there's a lot more color sticking out rather than individual peaks. So when we are in head voice, the formant structure, the power spectrum, has a lot thinner, less pronounced lines, so they're more just like zoop. And then when we are in our chest voice, there's a little more beef and heft to it. So there's going to be a lot more colors being pronounced, which means there's going to be a lot more strength and a lot more boost in the second formant. So when we raise the second formant and we lower the first formant, we are in chest voice. Isn't that sick? I think it is. So now we are going to finish it off with something called the singer's formant, a cluster. So when we take a look at the difference, if we are, spacing over there, yeah, but look at that little difference there. Interesting. So as you can see, there's definitely, first of all, way more condensed compared to just the regular chest belt, which I think is really fascinating. Also, since the sound is typically used for opera singers who want to be able to project and be able to raise their voice to match like the sound of the orchestra. If you see that, look how cool those little waves are. They're going a little heavier around F3 through F5. Why is that? Because when we are in the singer's formant cluster, or at least my attempt of it, the third through the fifth formants are going to be way more pronounced because they're trying to sing over an entire orchestra to still have the robust, resonant, beautiful operatic sound we associate with that genre of music. So this is just another way for students to have a visual reference between how to differentiate between that beautiful opera sound from head voice, from the beauty and power behind chest voice, and finally from the resonant, or at least attempted, singer's formant cluster. And it's just really a fascinating tool for everyone to hear the difference between those three beautiful little formant power spectrum magic things. So when we use H1, we are in head voice. When we raise H2, we're in belt. And when we are using our singer's formant, F3 through 5 is where it's at, y'all. So without further ado, take it away. Final end clip Grace from the OG. P.S. A good way to look for your students so that way they can have something to look forward to if they want to record something for themselves and actually see the difference. You can also, in order to make it a little bit more palatable for people who literally have zero experience working with this, is head voice. You're going to see that the overtones or the low lines are super spaced out. Then with chest voice, it's going to be slightly more condensed. And if they do want to achieve that singer's formant cluster, you can see that it condenses even more. So it's kind of like a bit of a funnel kind of shape where just whomp straight through. But yeah. Thank you so much for listening.